Hey everyone, welcome back to the Chill English Podcast, your go-to place for good vibes, deep conversations, and, of course, improving your English. I'm Brian.
And I'm Lily. Yeah, I'm back. Missed you, Brian. Missed you all too.
It's been way too quiet without you, Lily. So glad you're back with us today.
Same here. And today we've got something really important to talk about. Social media addiction is something a lot of us struggle with whether we realize it or not.
Exactly. You think it's just a quick check, but then hours slip by and you're left feeling drained and distracted. And that's what we're here to talk about.
Yeah, it's a sneaky little thing that can mess with your mind without you even noticing. But don't worry, we're not just going to talk about the problem. We'll share some real practical ways to break free from that cycle.
And of course, we've got something special for you. We've created a free PDF that you can download with new vocabulary, extra tips, and some helpful exercises to keep you learning after the episode.
So grab your headphones, get comfy, and let's dive into how we can take control back from social media.
Let's get started. All right, let's get into it. So what exactly is social media addiction, Lily? How would you describe it?
It's when social media starts taking over your life. You know, when you spend hours on platforms like Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook and you just can't seem to stop, even when you know it's not good for you.
Right. It's not just about using social media a lot. It's when it starts to interfere with everything else, your time, your relationships, your focus. You're scrolling and checking your phone, and before you know it, the whole day is gone.
Exactly. And it's not just you being weak or lacking self-control. The way social media is designed makes it super hard to stop. Every notification, every like, it gives you a little rush of dopamine like a reward. It makes you want to keep coming back for more.
Ooh, I see what you mean. So it's not just about how much time we spend on these platforms. It's more about how they're built to hook us in. They know exactly how to keep us glued to the screen.
Right. And sometimes you don't even realize it's happening. You think, I'll just check one more post, or I'll watch one more video. But then suddenly hours have passed and you feel drained.
That's the tricky part, isn't it? You don't even notice you're getting stuck in the loop. So, how do we know when social media is actually becoming an addiction? What are some signs?
Well, one big sign is when you feel anxious or upset when you're not on your phone. Like, you can't stop thinking about what you might be missing or feel like you need to check your notifications.
Yeah, that's a huge one. Another sign is if social media starts getting in the way of other things, like your work, your school, or even spending time with people you care about. When it starts affecting the things that matter most, that's when you know it's become a problem.
And if you find yourself just scrolling without really thinking about it, that's another big red flag. You're not even enjoying what you're seeing anymore. You're just stuck.
Right. It's like you're on autopilot, just flicking through posts and videos, but not really engaging with them. It's easy to get caught in that cycle.
Exactly. So now that we've got a clearer picture of what social media addiction looks like, let's talk about why it's so hard to break free from it. Because let's be real, it's not easy.
All right, so now we've talked about what social media addiction is, but let's get into how it actually affects our minds. You know, it's not just about spending a ton of time online. It goes way deeper than that. Lily, have you noticed how it messes with your focus or even your mood?
Oh, definitely. I've had plenty of moments where I tell myself, okay, I'll just check my phone for a minute. And then hours later, I'm still scrolling. It's like I lose track of time, and before I know it, I've wasted a whole afternoon.
I know exactly what you mean. And it's not just about wasting time. It's how it affects your mental energy. I found myself going on social media when I'm feeling stressed or down, thinking it'll make me feel better. But instead, it just adds more to my mind, and I end up feeling worse.
Oh yeah, the classic scrolling to escape. But you don't realize that it's actually making things worse, right? I've also caught myself comparing my life to others. You see people living these perfect lives, traveling, getting tons of likes, and it just makes you feel like you're not doing enough.
Yeah, that comparison trap is real. I think we all fall into it, but it's hard to shake off. I'll see someone posting about their big achievements, and it makes me feel like I'm falling behind. And that sense of not enough sticks with you, doesn't it?
Exactly. And the worst part is, even though I know social media is just a highlight reel, it still messes with my head. I've had days where I felt so off, and I realized, wait, it's because I've been glued to my phone all day. It really affects your mood.
Same here, and I think that's when I realized I needed to make a change. I started limiting my screen time, especially before bed. No more scrolling for an hour before trying to sleep. And honestly, it's made a huge difference in how I feel.
I totally get that. I started doing something similar, like, I'll have a social media detox for a few hours, just to reset my mind. First, it was tough. I kept thinking, what if I miss something important? But I realized that taking a break actually made me more productive and less stressed.
It's funny how something as simple as putting down your phone for a bit can clear your mind. I've also started being more intentional with how I use social media. Like, I'll set specific times to check it, and then I actually stick to those times. It's helped me stop feeling like my phone controls me.
Exactly. And you don't have to go cold turkey or completely cut it out. It's about finding a balance. I've been trying to use social media in a way that actually adds value to my life instead of draining me. It's a work in progress, but the change has been so worth it.
Yeah, same. It's not easy, but it's doable. And if you're listening and thinking, I can totally relate to this, trust me, you're not alone. It's tough, but little by little, you can take back control. And later in the episode, we'll dive into some practical tips on how to break free from this cycle. All right, now that we've talked about how social media addiction messes with our minds, let's get to the good stuff. How do we actually break free from it?
Yes, this is the part everyone's waiting for. First off, let me just say, it's not about completely quitting social media. That's probably unrealistic for most people. It's more about being intentional with how you use it, so it doesn't take over your life.
Exactly. I think the first step is setting boundaries. You know, creating some rules for yourself about when and how long you'll spend on social media each day. Like, maybe you only check your apps for 15 minutes in the morning and then again in the evening. And then, that's it.
I love that. Setting a time limit really works. I've been using the screen time feature on my phone to set daily limits for apps. It's a little reminder that says, hey, you've spent your time for today. It helps me avoid mindlessly scrolling for hours.
That's a good one. Another thing that really helped me is turning off notifications. You know, all those little pings and dings that just pull you back into your apps? Turning those off means I'm not constantly distracted, and I can stay more focused on what I'm doing in the moment.
Yes, no more distractions. And another tip is to start replacing your social media time with something else that's actually fulfilling. Could be reading, going for a walk, or even just chatting with a friend in person. Replacing that time gives you something positive to look forward to instead of just a screen.
Definitely. And if you're really serious about taking a break, try a social media detox. You don't have to do it for weeks. Even just a couple of days can be a game changer. It gives you space to reset, and you'll be amazed at how much clearer your mind feels.
I totally agree. It's like a mental reset. And while you're on a detox, you can find ways to fill that time with things that recharge you, like picking up a new hobby or reconnecting with old friends face to face.
One thing I've been trying lately is mindful use. It's about being present when you're using social media, instead of just scrolling mindlessly. Take a moment to really think, why am I on here? What am I looking for? That kind of awareness can make a big difference in how you engage with it.
I love that idea. Mindful use is key. It's about not letting social media just be a filler for your boredom. And finally, I think finding balance is crucial. Social media isn't going away, so it's about figuring out how to live with it in a way that doesn't overwhelm you.
Exactly. It's all about balance. And, hey, if you're finding it hard to break free or even make small changes, don't be too hard on yourself. It's a journey. Start small, and over time, you'll get there.
Yes, the most important thing is to keep trying. Social media can be a fun tool when used mindfully, but we can't let it take control of our lives.
And we've got your back. You don't have to do it alone. If you're looking for more tips or help, we've put together a free PDF for you. It's got simple, actionable steps to help you break free from social media addiction. You can download it anytime. The link is in the episode description. All right, it's vocabulary time. Let's go over some new words from today's episode and break them down.
First up, we talked about addiction. When something becomes an addiction, it means you can't stop doing it, even if it's negatively affecting your life. Social media can definitely become an addiction for many people.
Right, and that leads us to dopamine. Dopamine is a chemical in your brain that makes you feel good. Every time you get a like or a comment on social media, your brain releases dopamine. That's why it feels so rewarding.
Exactly. Now let's talk about mindfulness. Being mindful means paying full attention to the present moment, without distractions. So, if you're using social media mindfully, you're making conscious decisions about when and how you engage with it.
Great one, Lily. Next, we have intentional. Being intentional means doing something on purpose with a clear plan. It's about choosing what you do and when you do it, instead of just reacting to things.
Right. Now let's talk about distraction. A distraction is anything that takes your focus away from what you should be doing. Social media can be a huge distraction when you're trying to focus on work or other important tasks.
That's a big one. Moving on to detox. A detox is when you take a break from something, like a social media detox, to reset and recharge your mind.
Exactly. And next we have boundaries. Boundaries are limits you set for yourself or others. In the context of social media, setting boundaries means deciding when to log off and when to focus on other things.
Yes, that's important. Now, let's talk about the comparison trap. The comparison trap happens when you start comparing yourself to others on social media, which can lead to feeling bad about yourself or your life.
Oh, definitely. And finally, drain. Social media can really drain your energy, especially if you spend too much time on it. It can leave you feeling tired, overwhelmed, or even anxious.
And that's it for vocabulary time. We hope these words help you understand today's episode better. Don't forget to grab your free PDF for more vocabulary and practice.
It's always fun to learn new words and stay engaged with the content. Hope you found this helpful.
Well, that's a wrap for today's episode. We hope you found some helpful insights and feel more empowered to take control of your social media use.
Exactly. Remember, it's all about finding a healthy balance. Social media can be a tool, but it's important to set boundaries and be intentional with how you use it.
Absolutely. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. Your support helps us a lot and allows us to keep bringing you valuable content.
And of course, be sure to download our free PDF for more vocabulary, tips, and exercises to help you stay on track.
We'll be back soon with more tips and discussions to help you live your best, most balanced life.
Until next time, take care of yourself and remember to keep your mind strong and healthy.
See you soon, everyone. Bye.